This is Top 30.
Welcome to the show. I'm Richard Bacon.
And I'm Kristen Smith. We have 30 stories in 30 minutes. Coming up, check your fridge. There's a new salmonella warning from the CDC. The royal wedding is less than a week away, and now some drama involving the father of the bride. This heroic cop uses his quick instincts to save a baby's life. And our team of contributors bringing you more of the day's biggest stories.
But first, for the longest time, the best day to buy a cheap airline ticket has been a Tuesday, but now that has changed. According to a new worldwide study, the best day to buy your ticket is now on a Sunday. A rise in midweek business travel is thought to be attributable to the change, and for the cheapest ticket, they say to purchase on a Sunday at least 21 days ahead of your travel. And with July being the busiest travel month of the year, now is the time to start looking to book your ticket. Another interesting fact from the study, flying on a Tuesday or Wednesday will save you money because they tend to be the cheapest. You can save more than $200 between the worst booking day and the best booking day this summer. So do book wisely. All right, let's go to the New York Stock Exchange for our Fox Business Minute with your friend and mine, Nicole Pedalides. Nicole, UPS has announced a big change to invest in the environment.
That's right, Richard. UPS has new electric trucks that look more futuristic than the standard boxy vehicles we're used to. The trucks can go about 150 miles on a single charge. UPS has invested $750 million into alternative fuel and advanced technology vehicles since 2009. Driscoll's is launching a snack based on a Justin Timberlake video. That went viral. In it, the pop superstar shoved a blueberry into a raspberry and then called it a brasberry. The treat is only being packaged for promotional purposes for now, since each one has to be created by hand. An ex-Chipotle manager who's accused of stealing more than $600 was awarded $8 million for wrongful termination.
And Nicole, what was the reason behind this ruling?
Well, her bosses at Chipotle claimed they had video evidence, but they never actually produced it at the trial. And get this, both sides are returning to court to see if Chipotle has to pay punitive damages, so the award could actually be bigger.
Interesting. Nicole, on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, thank you.
Following the massive recall of more than 200 million eggs last month, the CDC says an additional 12 cases of salmonella traced to the eggs have now been reported. At least 35 people across 9 states have been infected, and the CDC warns if you have recalled eggs, do not eat them and throw them away. And Meghan Markle's dad was busted for staging photos with the paparazzi that were then sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Meghan's half-sister Samantha claimed it was actually her idea, tweeting out that she suggested he do positive photos for his benefit and the benefit of the royal family. She added it was not for money. And finally, watch as this hero dog saves his best doggy pal from drowning in the pool. The family checked their security camera footage when their dog Smokey came inside soaking wet. That's when they saw that their best friend's dog Remus had saved him. All right, now let's go to Danielle Knox from Fox 35 Orlando. She has what you need to know today. Danielle, I hear there's a new way to cure a hangover.
Hey, Kristen. Well, it's an unfortunate side effect of heavy drinking, a hangover. Some people swear by water and aspirin. Others say greasy food is the cure. But researchers say there could be a pill solution that uses natural enzymes to convert alcohol into harmless molecules, which should protect the liver and prevent hangovers. It has shown promise in mice. Human clinical trials could begin in about a year. Well, it looks like non-smoking areas may not actually even exist. A new study from Drexel University found third-hand smoke residue in rooms where nobody ever even lit up. The smoke particles travel through ventilation systems to other parts of a building, also clinging to clothing and walls and furniture. It's still not clear, though, how dangerous third-hand smoke is. And researchers have found babies love hearing baby talk, just not from you. They want to hear it from other babies. According to new research, 5-month-old infants spent 40% longer listening to sounds from other infants than adults making the same sounds. The study's authors say the findings give new insight as to how infants develop their understanding of spoken language. And that's what you need to know. I'm still going to do my baby talk, Kristen. Let's go back to you now.
I'm with you. The baby talk stays for me, too. Thanks, Danielle. And Top 30, we'll be right back. Quick thinking by a Florida deputy helped save a baby's life, and his efforts were caught on camera. Deputy Jeremy Nix was on his way home from work when he was flagged down by a driver. He pulled over, and a mother explained that her 3-month-old son named Kingston wasn't breathing. The dashcam video from his cruiser shows him trying several methods to revive the baby, but he realized it wasn't working and made the quick decision to get in his car and rush Kingston to a nearby hospital. Doctors say the deputy's decision helped save the baby's life, and the two even took a photo together at the hospital. Kingston and his family are home now, and he's expected to make a full recovery. Well, now to an unbelievable story. Alexia Carrasquillo made a public verbal commitment to play softball at the University of Florida. But this softball phenom just made history because she's only 11 years old, making her the youngest NCAA commit ever. Currently a catcher for a team in Georgia, she lived in Florida for most of her life and always dreamed of being a Gator. Technically, Alexia's commit means nothing until she fully signs. And just last month, the NCAA changed their recruiting policy to ban commitments from middle school-aged athletes. But Alexia's dad is proud of her, saying Alexia has had people ask her to sign a softball for them and gets messages from girls all over the country saying that she is an inspiration. One of Alexia's softball clinic coaches said, simply put, she's special. And it sounds like any team will be lucky to have her.
An iconic part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been stolen. The original Iron Man suit has been stolen from a warehouse that stores movie props in the Los Angeles area. The LA Times reports the costume is valued at $325,000. The suit in question is the red and gold armor worn by Robert Downey Jr. in the very first Iron Man movie. The character wears updated armor in more recent Marvel films, including this year's Avengers Infinity War. The owners of the storage facility last saw the armor in February when they were unable to find it after a recent search. They reported it to the police. No other items were reported missing. The Los Angeles Police Department is investigating, but currently have no suspects. It is unclear what any thieves plan to do with a $325,000 Iron Man suit. All right, scientists are testing a way to repair wounds using 3D printing. Researchers at the University of Toronto have developed a portable 3D printer that can print skin. They believe it could be used to treat deep wounds or burns. It's the type of wound that today would require a skin graft, but the researchers hope that in the future their invention could apply new skin directly onto the patient. Skin has been 3D printed before, but the team's supervisor says most current 3D bioprinters are bulky, work at low speeds, are expensive, and are incompatible with clinical application. The new device weighs 2 pounds and can be held in one hand. It dispenses a gel filled with skin cells, collagen, and a protein that helps wounds heal. In animal testing, the new skin was set in place in just 2 minutes. The team's next goal is to refine the technology so that it can be tested on humans.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Top 30, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Top 30. Women working in the movie industry protested on the red carpet of the Cannes Film Festival. Actresses like Cate Blanchett and Kristen Stewart, as well as directors including Ava DuVernay and Patty Jenkins, walked the red carpet in silence. Then Blanchett read a statement.
We demand that our workplaces are diverse and equitable so they can best reflect the world in which we actually live. A world that allows all of us, in front and behind the camera, all of us to thrive shoulder to shoulder with our male colleagues.
It is the first Cannes Film Festival since the start of the Me Too and Time's Up movements. Kristen, you have some good stats on this story?
Well, the statement that she made when Cate Blanchett, when she took the mic, was shocking to me. I couldn't believe just the numbers. Like she said, 82 female directors have gotten into that festival since 1946 compared to 1,688 men.
The real audience that this is aimed at isn't us, it isn't the public. We're not making decisions. What they are doing is I think they're putting pressure on and indeed embarrassing the people in the industry that make those decisions. That's who the real audience is, and I think it's probably a very effective way to get to them.
And so powerful just watching them walk down in solidarity like that. Got goosebumps everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and now
Right.
everybody knows about the numbers, and so it's a good conversation.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, well, how about this startup in San Francisco? It's making headlines for its new office, which has a no-shoes policy. The 275 employees of Gusto walk around in slippers or socks or even barefoot. The CEO, Josh Reeves, said, "We want our office to feel like a home."
I think it's a ridiculous policy. I mean, the office itself looks cool. It's an old pier, and they've kept the cranes, and the cabins that the people who operated the cranes would work in. But the idea that hundreds of people take their shoes off to go, I don't want to see your sweaty socks. I don't want to see your feet. Feet are the ugliest part of the human body. Almost no one has nice feet. I even find it slightly annoying when I go to someone's house and they make me take my shoes off.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't want your dirty shoes on the carpet.
It's just like
or
I
on
just
their
want
rugs.
I don't know. I just find it all a bit precious.
Yeah.
And I would find it particularly annoying if work forced me to take my shoes off.
You would
Like, it's
say something-
mandatory.
You would say something about it?
Yeah.
You're not the type to just keep that in your head?
No.
It's good publicity, though. I mean, what is Gusto? People aren't even talking about. Do you know what Gusto?
No,
it's an
not
HR
really.
company. They deal with
Right.
payrolls and benefits and whatnot. But people are talking about the no shoes policy. I have nice feet.
Don't want to see him.
I have nice feet.
Don't want to see him.
Top 30 will be right back. In today's Hometown Stories from Fox 10 Phoenix, some Cigna Health Insurance employees discovered a way to improve healthcare in their free time as well. The group is called A Common Thread, and they knit beanies for babies in the neonatal intensive care unit.
We get together every Wednesday at lunchtime and sit and crochet, and then we do it at home, and we come in and go, look what I made.
The warm gift is appreciated by the families, and so far they've provided 9,500 beanies to NICU babies in Arizona. Our next story from Fox 29 Philadelphia. Officers George Soto and Eddie Lopez don't let their oath to protect and serve limit them to just Philadelphia. Last month, they joined a group of Latino firefighters on a trip to help the people of Puerto Rico. Working 14-hour days, the group was able to rebuild the roofs of 6 families in 6 days.
We're supposed to give back. I don't care whether you're white, black, Hispanic. We should help each other out, and that's what we're doing.
Our final story from Fox 13 Tampa Bay. 81-year-old John Volpel is one of the University of South Florida's newest graduates, though it wasn't his first time around the block. John graduated college as an engineer in 1959. 10 years later, he returned to school to become an environmental lawyer. Then, still practicing law, he entered the philosophy PhD program at USF at the age of 65. It took him 15 years to complete, and he couldn't be happier.
I feel like I'm the most fortunate 81-year-old walking on the face of this earth.
John plans to take another class this summer. Welcome back to Top 30. Some parents are upset after an elementary school field trip in South Carolina. The students toured their future middle school, but then they were taken to a nearby building where the owner of a gun armory showed off rifles. A parent on the trip took these photos and posted them online, after which a ton of craziness ensued. So the parents said that teachers invited a gun armory owner without the parents' consent.
So it's like a detour, right? And so they're 11 years old, and they went, have a look at these rifles.
5th graders. And I'd be flaming mad. I really would if this were to happen to my own child. One parent said her child later that day said that they wanted a gun.
Well, that's because when you're 11 and you don't understand the damage that a bullet ricocheting around your internal organs does, you think they're sexy. So of course they're going to want a gun if you show them a gun.
So the school did release a statement saying any deviation of a field trip is a policy violation, and the matter has been reviewed and handled in accordance with district policies.
Okay. A study found that workers over 40 need more than just 2 days to mentally recover from a 40-hour work week. In fact, researchers say the optimal recovery time is 4 days.
I agree.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of people who were over 40 were asked, do you think you'd be in a mentally better place if you had a 4-day weekend instead of a 2? And lots of people over 40 said yes.
Yes. I think it should be over 30. I mean, in my 20s, I remember having a ton of energy. But
Hello, I'm a scientist. Would you like a 4-day weekend? Yes, that'd be good for my head. Very good for my head.
Who's going to say no to that?
No. Also, it's a nice study. It's got no practical application. The economy can't accommodate. Right, over 40 is almost everyone in management, right? You can't suddenly, all of a sudden, right, well, let's just give everyone 4-day weekends. you know, it's like, it's fine. In the end, it can go nowhere.
Well, the reason is because the brain needs time to regenerate. There's actually, you know, some scientific explanation behind this, so I hope it happens. Now let's talk about a dating app. A dating app revealed which professions are most desirable. It's not your typical responses. It found women most wanted to date bartenders and photographers. Researchers say people are looking for more interesting jobs rather than, you know, the traditional ones. So I was a little shocked that the ladies wanted the bartenders and photographers. No offense whatsoever, but I just thought maybe like a higher paying job would be more popular.
Yeah, I always assume that bartenders have done quite well. Actually, that's not to me a particular surprise. Yeah. The really skilled ones, when you're watching them there, they're neatly dressed.
Yeah.
And they're sort of tossing the things around and mixing cocktails beautifully in a really cool bar. I get that.
Right. Your vision isn't every bartender, though.
No, that's true.
Your vision, I'm thinking, is a bit more posh.
Yes, I see. You're right.
And then for the guys, the top 5 were psychotherapists, chefs, doctors, entrepreneurs, and nurses.
I think the problem here is that often when you're asked a question in a survey, you say the thing that kind of makes you look good or sounds good.
Okay, yeah.
Right, whereas I think in reality, if you said to a bloke, right, here's a psychotherapist and here's a model, which way do you think they're going to go?
I see where you're going with
We know. Top 30, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Baristas of the future could look very different. Cafe X is a startup that's invented a coffee-making robot. It costs $25,000 and can prepare 120 drinks per hour. It's currently the sole barista at 2 cafes in San Francisco. Humans have to clean and refill it. With low overhead comes low prices. An Americano costs $3. The company wanted to make sure the machine could make trendy drinks properly, so they partnered with high-end coffee brands like Intelligentsia, Ritual, and Equator. It was designed by the Ammunition Group, the team behind Beats headphones and speakers. The robotic arm is made by Mitsubishi, but the inspiration came to inventor Henry Hu after waiting too long for his drink at an airport coffee shop. He said, the idea isn't to scare you or harm you in any way. The point is to get you your coffee as quickly and deliciously as possible. It remains to be seen whether the robot will get your name right. In anticipation of the royal wedding, Canada has unveiled its commemorative coin in honor of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. The silver collectible coin features 3 Swarovski crystals, symbolizing the 3 diamonds on Markle's engagement ring. The Royal Canadian Mint said in a press release, it is rich in symbolic imagery and features a finely engraved portrait of the couple based on one of their engagement photographs. The back side of the coin features, of course, a model of the Queen, designed by the Canadian portrait artist Susanna Blunt. Harry and Meghan will wed May 19 at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle.
In an effort to get people off their phones and actually interacting, you may have noticed games popping up in local bars, things like Jenga or even arcade machines. Well, Coco Dominguez from Fox 26 in Houston takes us to a spot that's taken things a step further. Hey, Coco.
Hey, Kristen, that's right. Take a look at Houston's first adult playground. There's games, food trucks, and even a Ferris wheel on hand to make sure there's never a dull moment at the truck yard. The owner said he wanted to create a place that works for every member of the family. Babies, dogs, adults, there's a little bit of entertainment for everybody. The addition of bar games is becoming more and more common, a chance for those 21 and up to feel like a kid for a bit. And there's nothing wrong with a little friendly competition, even if it's just over checkers or skee ball. So check out what spots close to you are offering brews with a side of fun. Back to you, Kristen.
Well, who doesn't like feeling like a kid again? Thanks, Coco. And Top 30, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Top 30. It's heating up outside, and many people are planting gardens for the summertime. But there's one common gardening tip that may actually be killing your plants. Cody Goff, host of the Curiosity Podcast, joins us from his studio with more. So, Cody, we shouldn't be using coffee grounds as fertilizer?
That's right, Kristen. You should not put coffee grounds in your garden. Sure, they have nutrients like nitrogen, which helps plants grow, but coffee grounds are also full of caffeine, and that's bad. Sure, coffee and chocolate are plants, and they have caffeine, but they evolved the ability to make caffeine, and they did it separately. Biologists call that convergent evolution. When 2 species evolve the same trait completely on their own, that trait is probably pretty important. Think wings on birds and bats, or eyes on humans and squids. Well, coffee and chocolate evolved caffeine to be competitive. It kills off plants in the surrounding area. A recent study showed that putting used coffee grounds on soil greatly reduces plant growth, even when the grounds were composted with other organic waste. Another study found that compost spiked with coffee grounds can kill earthworms. So save the coffee for yourself and keep your grounds out of the garden. Just in time for planting season. Kristen?
All right, good tip. Thanks, Cody. You can check out more on Curiosity.com.
All right, that is it for today's Top 30. Here's what's coming up on the next show. Cars without keys might be convenient, but a new report says they could also be deadly. And this man helped save the lives of over 2 million infants. You can also listen to the day's biggest stories by subscribing to the new Top 30 podcast on iTunes. See you next time here on Top 30.